calling to say I
prepare to die. Prepare to die. control, humanity will be exterminated. If you hear this message, do not try to leave. Do not try to fight. Do not try to resist. You will be eliminated. You will be eliminated.
Every weekend is the same. I'm the one you try to claim. Yeah, I already know about your game, but I'm not the one to sit around and be played. Call me up with no shame. All your words sound the same. Yeah, I already know about your game, but I'm not the one to sit around and be played. If you come around just to play me, don't bother, cause you ain't overdue. Don't even try to convince me. Don't bother, cause now I see you through. If you come around just to play me, don't bother, cause you ain't overdue. Don't even try to convince me. Don't bother, cause now I see you through. Every now and then I think.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Apollo Racing Club F1 2020 Tier 1 Japanese Grand Prix. I'm your host, EV500, the man joining me in the color on the color side of things, all virtually, is the one and only Bash Dash. Bash, how are we doing this evening?
Fine, and yourself?
I am good. It's two nights in a row of racing here at Apollo Racing Club. Last night we had ACC GT3 action. Tonight we have F1 2020 action. We are at Suzuka. Last week having a great race in where were we last week? We were in Russia last week. It was a very entertaining race. Gore getting a very, very positive finish. So, well, and tonight is no different. We don't have any standings to once again talk about this week. Hopefully next week in Mexico we will. But, Bash, last week you weren't here, but 2 weeks ago you were here for Monza. Monza was a very good race.
Indeed. Lots of good action, lots of tight racing, even between the front runners. A lot of battles going on as well. I'm expecting a lot of the same from Japan. Suzuka's always one of those tracks that pushes the drivers to the absolute limit, whether it's the S's at the beginning or some of the sharper turns at the end. So we'll see if I'm thinking either Terry is just going to go miles ahead of everyone else, or he's going to face competition from every single sector.
Well, talking to Stewie 3K and the action earlier, the Ferrari drivers, I asked them how they're feeling tonight. Apparently, they were able to get a lot of practice in this week and have a really good setup. They said they're very excited about tonight. They're looking, the action's looking for a top 5 finish tonight. So the top 5, I mean, we got to be talking about here: Terry, Bagpete, Rogue, Ruda, Gore. Now we can maybe talk about the action a little bit coming in. UUA might be able to make some moves in too. Same with Chipsy. Same with Mr. Hood. So who knows what could happen tonight. Sahil last week had a heck of a good race, but we are almost ready. Get ready here for qualifying. Looks like we're getting almost everybody here in the lobby. Last week we had 4 incidences. The ones that we were able to catch, I remember from last week, was Bag P and Rogue. Rogue makes a move on the outside of Bag P through turn 1, doesn't leave enough room and clips Bag with his rear tire. The verdict was 5-second penalty and 3 penalty points to Rogue, so that will be on him. Elegance last week was he got 6 warnings for exceeding track limits with 1 tire going across the white line. Their penalties were removed. Terry passes Sahil with a dive into turn 1. This was between Sahil and Terry. Neither driver provides a recording that is adequate to judge lines through corners or whether space is left. Verdict, no further action. And finally, the incident between Gore and UUA. UUA outbreaks himself and rejoins the track, battling Gore, gaining an advantage, not yielding, and continuing to fight Gore, which the FIA concludes to be unsportsmanlike. The verdict is a warning to UUA, so he was able to escape with just a warning. So only 1 penalty last week, and that was to Rogue. So Rogue was racking up some penalties here last week. And it looks like I think we have all the drivers in.
All right. Well, let's hope that there's a lot of good action, but also incident-free action. It is Japan, so we'll just have to see.
In Japan, it is a wonderful circuit. In case you don't know what this circuit is, it is one of the top tier tracks on the F1 calendar. So it is a 3.6 mile track with 18 turns. The first sector is obviously the S's. Quite a lot of S curves, and you have to be cautious with your throttle and the traction through there, and then all the way up through the Dunlop curve into Dengar, which is right before you go under the bridge, into turn 9, go under the bridge into turns 10, 11 into the hairpin. That, again, a very heavy braking zone. Going to see a lot of drivers check up there. Might see a couple of guys bump some rear ends there. And then onto a very fast curve, basically a long sweep, into turns 13 and 14 of Spoon, and then come down the back straight into 130R, which is completely flat out into the Casio Triangle, which is turns 16 through 18, and that is the chicane right before the final straight. So it's a very fast track. The fact that these cars will be going flat out through a very heavy left-handed turn called 130R. That's, that could cause that might cause some accidents here tonight.
Certainly. So drivers are going to have to make sure they are on the top of their game, keep all their wits about them, because this track is going to challenge them, and it's going to challenge them quite a bit.
Well, we are getting ready for qualifying. 5 seconds until the session starts, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching on Twitch and on our YouTube page at Apollo Racing Club. Make sure to hit subscribe on YouTube and hit that follow button on Twitch. Well, here we go. We're heading right into qualifying. 14 drivers here tonight. So a smaller field just like last week. But that's all right because it's going to make this competition very interesting. To our Twitch viewers, you can follow. You can click on that link in our chat. And for those on YouTube, you can head on over to ApolloRacing.club. Click on telemetry to view the live timing and telemetry of today's race. Well, we do have a little bit of a delay here for these drivers. And Bash, any early predictions here as we head into qualifying?
Well, if the Ferraris are practicing, I could see both of them qualifying top 5, but that is up to them. We'll have to see.
So we're just waiting on to see who comes out of the garage first. Bagpy and Terry haven't come out yet. They are usually one of the early ones. Same with Rogue and Ruda. So let's see here who will come out of the pit lane first. And this is where it always gets interesting, I think, in qualifying, is how quickly, especially on Suzuka, if you don't have your teammate here tonight, if you're a solo man driving tonight, you're gonna have you might have a tough time getting a slipstream, especially on the backstretch and going into 130R. So looks like a Williams is coming on out. So let's see who it is. It's gonna be either Bagpy or Terry. It's going to be Terry first, so that man is out.
And just a bunch of cars are just starting to come out right now. It looks like everyone is geared up to go. So we will be following Terry first.
Yep, we'll follow Terry first as he goes around Suzuka. We'll ride on board with him as I fix this camera.
Looks like he's navigating through those S's with a lot of precision, even for an outlap, trying to gain some pace as well. Either he's sort of doing a little quali sim for himself, or he really just wants to get out there and get started as soon as possible.
And that's exactly what I think is happening here. I definitely agree with you. So, Terry.
Question is Bagpy following too close for there to potentially be interference in his lap?
No.
All right, that's good.
No, it looks like there's a healthy amount of space here between the two. So, and here comes Terry. This is the very fast section called 130R. You're going to go completely flat out here. And that's exactly what he just did, and brake right at the 100 board into the chicane, or the Casio triangle, onto the final turn, and he'll start his lap, get that DRS wide open, his ERS completely up to qualifying.
All right, first curve. Oh, he goes through there blisteringly quick. I really like that.
That was a very quick lap indeed. Now he's going through the S turns. As you can see, he's doing some very quick short shifting. Now he's in 5th gear, going down into 4th. And this is where you can lose a lot of traction through here, but he doesn't look like that's going to happen. Gets on that outside curve, does a nice job keeping those rear tires center, and he goes almost basically flat out through that section. Now this is the section under the bridge here, going into the hairpin. And this is where you can gain a lot of time, Bash.
Yeah, when I drive through those S's playing myself, I can't do it nowhere near that quick. So it's crazy seeing these tier 1 drivers just push these virtual cars to their absolute limit, push the borders as well. I see Terry like going through some corners, but managing to escape with his lap intact.
So right now, Terry put up a 31.118 in Sector 1, but his teammate Bagpy put up a 31.036. Now Terry puts up a 38.872, and Bagpy puts up a 38.48 as they come into the Casio triangle. This is where the timing can get tough. Where is the Sector 3 time?
Let's see. Terry comes out with the 126.23, and Bagpy comes out with a 126.09. So very quick times from both of these teammates, but Bagpy's just a bit quicker Gore coming out with a 126.7. Pizza Parker with a 127.5. So there's at least one other driver in the 126 club. Mm-hmm. So pretty competitive quali so far.
Pretty competitive quali as well.
Is in the 128 range though, so
Cosmic's coming to
get more from Ferraris.
Yep, for sure. I bet they have a little bit more to offer. Cosmic puts up a 130.306, and then the action going sixth fastest, one of the Ferrari drivers with a 127.03. So he has obviously got some pace. I bet he has a couple more tenths in there as well.
Certainly. Maybe Stewie will be stepping it up as well. Unfortunately, not this lap, as Stewie has just invalidated it. But maybe another way around. Maybe this will be his in-lap to pit. I'm not sure. But there is still plenty of time left in the qualifying. So these drivers have plenty of time to think about how they want to approach this track, which setups they want to use, everything, in order to get the absolute maximum and get in the best possible position for the race. Right now, I'm staying on the action, and it looks like, he's navigating through these curves pretty quickly. What was his Sector 1 time?
The action Sector 1 time, a 32.863. So I don't think that's an improvement. It's not green on my screen, so that says something about the pace. But let's look. I was going to say Rogue just started his hot lap.
Oh.
So this is an in-lap for Ferrari. So Rogue is currently going under the bridge here into the hairpin very shortly with 11 minutes to go in our qualifying.
All right. And what was his Sector 1 time?
Sector 1 time, 32.255.
Decent effort. We'll
so
see how
he
Rogue does the other sectors.
He is not a purple Sector 1, but it is a fast Sector 1, at least.
Mm-hmm. And we know Rogue likes to get a couple laps through to warm up. No doubt he will be challenging the Williams on time shortly.
Well, this man, between him and Gore and Ruda, these guys they're definitely going to have to challenge the Williams here. The Williams drivers are very quick. A 126.090 for Begbie. He's our current pole sitter. Now here comes Rogue. He's going to open that DRS wide open as he crosses the line. He puts up a 130.188. Ooh.
Yeah,
goes
he
13th fast. Had a couple of slides there, so he is probably going to go back and get some fresh tires. Now let's go on to JD. He is on an invalid lap.
Yeah, and
he is into the wall now.
Ooh, losing parts of his wing. Thankfully, not losing any of his wheels, so he can still put a lap in. But yeah, he's definitely want to go in and get that wing fixed.
Wing on the left side, completely missing on that Renault. Oh, he goes wide again. Slow down, buddy. Slow down. Some of these turns you're not going to be able to take. Now let's see here. Pizza Parker on an out lap. We haven't talked about him. He's currently 7th fastest with a 127.482.
Yeah, no, there are a lot of 127 times here actually, and they're pretty close to each other.
Looks like
I like how competitive this has become. A lot of the drivers are sort of closing the gap to each other, at least on the quali front. Race pace, of course, is a little different, but you never know. We might see some surprises, and we might see some battles against drivers that we wouldn't necessarily think would be competing with each other.
Well, you can definitely tell that this season these drivers have been practicing. One thing that Stewie 3K in the action kind of mentioned today when I was talking with them was the fact that there hasn't been nearly as many safety cars this season.
That's good.
That's good. I actually haven't noticed that. And I went, yeah, there hasn't been that many safety cars, actually. A lot of clean driving this season, which props to these guys. These guys have really come out. Last season, it was pretty. It almost got regular there for a moment. I felt like it was. I think we had 3 safety cars in 3 weeks. It was something like that. I was like, man, I'm getting used to these safety cars. But this season, not nearly as much. So props to these guys. I give a big clap to them as we are approaching the end of the season here. We only have a few more races actually on the schedule as we're watching Pizza Parker going through the S's. We have Mexico and Brazil left.
Rogue is fun.
Rogue just spun. Well, maybe Rogue's curse is back, as some of you know, back for the past couple of seasons. If he has a rough quali, the man has the best race of his life. So, Pizza Parker now going through the hairpin, currently going. He did improve in Sector 1. He put up a 31.335. He did improve his time, but the question is it going to be enough as he comes through Spoon?
Let's see. His Sector 2 time will end up being a 1 minute 10.541. Shaves off just over half a second from his previous time.
So that was a 39.206 from the end of Sector 1 to the end of Sector 2. So here comes Pizza Parker as he crosses the line. He gets a
27, not 5.8. Improving on his time, but not his position.
Yeah. So he's so close. He's only less than 2 milliseconds
from the action.
That will be very entertaining to watch.
Away.
Well, our mid-pack drivers are going to be very close. Go ahead.
The action actually breaks the 127 mark, getting a 126.936 and taking 5th from Uwe.
SoCal Blazer into the pits. Sahil on a time lap. Now he invalidates as soon as we switch to him. I blame that on myself. But Lord Raptor, somebody we haven't talked about tonight, he's on a 128.397. Did he improve in his sectors? Yes, he did. He put up a 31.837 in Sector 1 as he comes through Sector 2, but he got slowed down there by traffic.
Yeah, good on Sahil for trying to let him by, especially considering Sahil's own lap was invalidated. We'll have to see if Lord Raptor is able to have a strong finish and potentially improve on his 11th position time, which is currently a 128.397. Just going past Pizza Parker there. Thankfully, he was not on the racing line, so that doesn't really affect things too much. And I'm not sure. It seems like he's on pace to replicate his time. Probably not so much of an improvement. Yeah, just a 128.168. It is an improvement, but he's still in 11th.
So a pretty big gap from the top 10 to out of the top 10 right now, but hopefully some improvement will come. Now we're seeing Rogue potentially go on the medium tire here. And if he gets into the top 10, he will definitely want to start in that medium. Now we're going to be riding on board with Ruda as he is coming into the hairpin. Does a nice job navigating through this in 5th gear, holding that throttle. Nice job taking that, using every bit of the track as he's coming up the hill into 130R.
Navigating through that beautifully, maintaining pace. And then, sliding just a touch, but maintains form for the most part. Let's see if there's any improvement. There is a 126.404, but still in 4th position because Terry is 0.2 of a second and some change. Actually, Ruda is like just under 0.2 of a second.
Gypsy in the Mercedes put up a 127.129 and going 8th fastest.
All right, so closing the gap on Pizza Parker.
Little bit, just bit by bit. So this is going to be I'm very excited about this race. It's going to be a pretty tight battle, I think, especially for the top 4 right now. Look at that top 4, only covered by 0.4.
Yeah.
Top 5 is covered by 0.9.
Yeah. All within a second.
all within a second of each other. The top 5 is right now, and this is exactly what I was predicting what would happen today, especially when I heard people have been practicing and people are getting these crazy fast times. Gives me a lot of good hope here. So let's see here. Who is out on a lap right now? Stewie 3K currently coming down through Casio Triangle into the pits. JD.
That top 7's all within a second of each other. Bagp's 126.09. Pizza Parker's 127.06. So, very tight.
Very tight indeed. Now we're riding with JD in the Renault. He's on the soft tire as he comes down into through Dengar into turn 9 now.
Rogue's just started a hot lap as well. But we'll stay on JD.
We'll stay on JD. We'll switch right to Rogue because he's not too far behind him at all. And now there's a yellow flag in sectors 1, 2, and 3. Who spun? What would cause a major disruption like that? But
in qualifying, no less.
In qualifying, no less. So now JD coming through up through Spoon, approaching 130R. And just look at him. He's going flat out almost 200 miles per hour as these guys go through here. Braking at the 100-meter board. Does a nice job. Gets approach into the chicane. And now he's going to have to push out onto that next DRS down the final straight.
Marginal improvement. 129.109.
But he does go 13th fastest. Now switching to Rogue. As he's coming up the hill, he's already gone through Spoon. He has improved. He put up a 31.412 in Sector 1. And through Sector 2, puts up a 38.990. Can he put up a top 10 qualifying to make those mediums work here? Maybe make a strategy work. He gets a little bit slidey through Casio Triangle. That's going to cost him some time here.
But
where does he come out at as he puts
127.635, putting him right at 10th.
Right at 10th. All right, that's.
But he's got one more attempt.
He's got no. Is he gonna go? Yes, he's going. He's gonna go hard. He wants to put in an extra lap on these medium tires. He knows he can go faster. He does have some time on the clock, so we're gonna stay with Rogue. Let's see where Gore is. Gore is right now right behind Rogue, and now Terry is coming. He's in front of.
Rogue just slid.
All right,
so it looks like
Rogue
gonna have to settle for 10th at best.
Well, we're gonna be
during the race. He'll be a little bit tighter because, he can't slide like that during the race, or it'll spell trouble.
No, you are exactly correct on that. Now Terry, he's coming through 130R right now into Casio Triangle. He is vying for pole position here. Puts up a 31.077, a 38.848 in sectors 1 and 2. Now he's getting that DRS. He's going to come. He puts up a pole position. That's going to be a 126.065. Now Gore.
5 milliseconds.
5 milliseconds. Now can Gore improve? Gore, he's right now with a 31.158. Puts up a 38.785 in Sector 2. Gets that braking hard. He locks up a little bit with that tire, but can he go hard here? Can he get across the line? He is going to be vying for pole position here. Bagby is also on a hot lap. He put up a fastest Sector 1, and we'll go to him here very shortly. He does not improve, and now Gore is currently third fastest. Now let's head over to Bagby, who's coming through Spoon now, and this is going to get very interesting between the two teammates. These two teammates have been battling all season as well.
Mm-hmm. Root is definitely hoping to improve on his time as well. Rogue deciding he's had enough, heading straight for the pits.
Bagby locking up there into the Casio Triangle. Now he's going to come through the final curve. Ooh. Gets that DRS wide open, puts up a pole position with a 125.989.
Breaking the 126 barrier. Terry is definitely going to want to one-up on that, but is he even on pace to do so? He seemed to have a pretty slow Sector 1.
Well, right now, Terry... Terry, I think Terry is done. But, no, he's going to try for it, but he does not improve in Sector 1. Does not improve in Sector 2. No, he doesn't...
Yeah, no, he's going very slowly.
Yeah, he's not even in 8th gear. So, Let's go over to Ruda. He is on a hot lap. He is on a 31.318 in Sector 1. In Sector 2, puts up a fastest Sector 2 with a 38.728. Where is this going to go?
I like how he called the 120 miles an hour slow. This is Formula One, so, but, can't improve on his
it does not improve.
238.
But now he's in the grass, the action. He comes across. He is 6th fastest. Chipsy goes 7th fastest with Pizza Parker 8th fastest. SoCal, he'll be in the top 10 for, again this season. He goes 9th fastest. Rogue rounds out our top 10. He'll start on that medium tire. Let's go over to Lord Raptor. He's out of the top 10 in 11th. Sahil in 12th. His teammate. Go ahead.
Dewey in 13th. JD in 14th. Cosmic in 15th. And now my HUD is showing me Sergio Perez, Lance Stroll, Alexander Albon, Lewis Hamilton, and Carlos Sainz. I don't think AI is turned on, so that's got to be a glitch. Hopefully these glitches that have sort of made casting a little bit awkward occasionally are addressed in 2021. We need that EA Sports money to go to work.
Well, we are getting ready here for Suzuka, the Japanese Grand Prix here at Apollo Racing Club F1 2020 Tier 1. Pole position is the Williams of Bagby. Terry in the Williams takes 2nd place. He'll be on the front row of the grid. Gore in 3rd. So these 3 are going to be tight. What do you think of that top 3 right there?
I'm pretty impressed by Gore. Ruda obviously is going to want to try to make something work. Rogue is definitely going to want to make his way back up to the top 5, if not the top 3, if not the top 1. We'll just have to see what happens.
Well, here we go. We're going to see the grid line up here. Well, it looks cloudy in Suzuka, so that is just random weather.
You don't think there's going to be any rain, is there?
We'll see here in a minute. I'll be able to tell you. $20 until the session starts. We'll get our formation lap. Bagby will lead the pack away, and I bet he'll just want to get going. He wants to get this race started.
Yep.
5 seconds now until the session starts. Any predictions now, Vash?
I have to see. One thing I can predict is that Rogue is going to have a crazy start. A Williams 1-2 also seems pretty easy to predict. One thing I'm excited for is the potential battles between Gore and Ruda. That's going to be fun to watch.
Yes, definitely agree with you on that. Bagby, like I said, he is running away on that. My prediction for sure is that the top 3 are going to just stay close together the entire race. Rogue is going to make his way up because Ruda, his teammate's going to keep pace here. I really have faith in Ruda here. He's 4th fastest. He won this race last season, if I remember correctly. But we want to thank everybody watching this tonight here on the Apollo Racing Club Twitch and YouTube channel. Weather completely dry for the race. We're seeing some people, the Renault of JD having to keep pace. We're seeing 2 disqualifications of Sahil and Stewie 3K, so they came together. We'll have to check on crazy already. That's already crazy. But we're seeing Rogue, Lord Raptor, Sahil, and Stewie 3K start on the medium tire, and then Cosmic, he'll start on the hard. But Bag Pete already up to the grid now. Same with Terry. Gore coming on in. I don't know why so many people wanting to go so quickly here. But Gore will take his position. Alongside him will be Ruda Uwe in 5th. Alongside him in the Ferrari is the Action. Chipsy, then Pizza Parker, SoCal Blazer, and Rogue. That's your top 10. Here we go. 5 lights will come on. 5 lights go out.
And away we go here at Suzuka. Looks like Bag P and Terry are going side by side. Bag P just running away with it. Gore might try to make a move on Terry as well, but we'll have to see what happens in that first corner. Gore is just sticking to the back of Terry, but Terry gets the best of him. Ruda very close to Gore, as I predicted, and it looks like there's a train that's making a battle for second as Bag P just runs away with it like a bank robber.
Well, I don't know if you want to be leading this race at all. And now Sahil, he has left the session. He is out of this race.
Indeed.
But so he has been disqualified. I don't know what he did.
Yes, it was listing Stewie as disqualified briefly as well. Stewie, of course, running the race now, but perhaps Sahil ran into Stewie during the formation lap. I'm not sure. It'll be up to the stewards to figure out exactly what happened, and to the drivers to make reports to said stewards. Right now, Rogue has already made up 2 positions, looking to go for the position of the Action, the Ferrari, in 7th. Slides a little bit, though. Can't quite get control of those tires, despite having warmed them up in the formation lap, running a bit far. But Pizza Parker is much farther from Rogue than Rogue is to the Action. Plus, you got to remember, Rogue is on those medium tires, so he's got to be playing that long game.
The long game might be the call. If you're Valtteri Bottas, the 2-stop was the call.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the question is, what will happen this race? We did see a potential on our pit strategy thing. It popped up a 2-stop of happening. I don't see a 2-stop happening with these soft tires. But it all depends on how these soft tires really last on Suzuka. 27 laps on the clock. And
Pizza Parker just pitted. So he must have ruined his front wing at the first lap. Wonder how that happened. But yeah, now the grid is starting to separate. Just slightly. Bag P is like escaping still. Terry might be escaping Gore, but Gore is not giving up.
Most of the field now coming through the hairpin, but Terry and Gore, these guys are going to fight till the end. There's the predicted pit strategy there. 1 stop is going to be on the hard tire. But
what the hard?
It's a long track. I'm guessing tire deg.
Plus a lot of hard curves, yeah. So then what would Rogue be doing after the mediums? Would he risk going on the softs?
No, he could probably go softs to the end.
Yeah. Rogue has gotten a lot better at tire management.
Yeah.
He just has to make sure he doesn't go back to his old spinning ways.
Well, now Chipsy looking to make a move onto Uwe into turn 1, but it's not going to happen just yet as they come through the first turn. Turns 1 and 2, now coming through the S-curves. This is where it gets real spicy.
Yeah, it's down to Chipsy to make sure those turns are smoother than Uwe's. And so far it looks like they are, just slightly. But Uwe is a little bit better on the throttle, starting to gain a little bit of distance. So Chipsy is ultimately going to have to pick up the pace if he wants to challenge for Uwe's position.
Well, I hate to say this, but the action, he is somewhat close behind Gypsy and Uwe. He'll come into the fight, but also Rogue is right behind these three as well. He's looking to make positions. He's looking to win this race today and continue his fight to defend his title here at Apollo Racing Club. But right now, and like we said, we don't know the standings. We don't know who's in first and who's in second. I can't give you a detailed description, so we're just going to have to go with my own eyes. What I think has happened, but Ruda, he's in between a kind of a sandwich here. He's kind of a lonely driver as he's coming into Casio Triangle. Let's see.
Yeah,
here.
sort of losing Gore there. Meanwhile, Gore might be challenging Terry already with that DRS, making the overtake. Is he going to finish? No, Terry just outbreaks him slightly. Oh, but Gore might be making the move. Ooh, they almost touch. Yeah, so good on Gore for maintaining that proximity. But he's going to have to figure out when will be the right time to make that move. Maybe during the next DRS zone?
Well, there's only one DRS zone.
Yeah, like when they come around. But
yeah,
no, is he going to have to be patient, or do you think he's going to make a move before then?
It's hard to pass anywhere on Suzuka. You have to stay pretty close. So really it is that front straight where you can get some really decent passes at.
Yeah, I'm guessing that he's just going to be banking on that. He is using some ERS to maintain pace, but he's mostly banking it, keeping it halfway. Terry's not doing too bad with battery either. So Gore is just going to have to make sure that he is close enough by the time that next DRS zone hits.
Well, now we're looking at the action. He has gotten past Uwe in that Red Bull, same with Rogue. So Uwe has lost 2 positions now, and Chipsy, he's up into the top 5 as well. So all these drivers really starting to pick up the pace here as they come into the Casio Triangle. I hate to break away from that fight for a second, but I could not resist looking back here and seeing what was happening in the midfield.
Yeah, I will say Gore is not as close to Terry as he used to be, so it looks like overtaking is going to be a tall effort. He's got to keep that pace up, keep that energy that he had the previous lap, because otherwise Terry's going to slip away from his fingers. But yeah, it looks like everyone in the mid to low area are separated. Lord Raptor is going to have to pit for whatever reason. He's been caught speeding in the pit lane as well, so he'll have to suffer a 5-second penalty then. Already going on the hards. Oh yeah, he's had to replace his wing. But you never know. This might lead to something.
Keeping on with Rogue right now, he is very close to the back end of the action, and the action's close to the back end of Chipsy for P5. So this is a 3-car battle for P5, and Rogue, he has a lot of ground to cover on those medium tires. He's going to be relying on the undercut to really support him here.
Indeed. And all 3 cars are being pretty conservative with the battery, so they're trying to play chess with each other, it looks like.
I apologize. I mean to say the overcut. Since he's on the medium tire, he's going to have to rely on the overcut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the action a bit closer to Chipsy than Rogue is to the action, but Rogue can always make up distance. Of course, it can be excused given that he's on the medium tire, and it looks like we're going to get a DRS train. It's not going to make Rogue any closer to the action, but the action might be looking to make a move on Chipsy with a combination of DRS and the slipstream. Can't quite do it as they approach the turn. But the action is keeping good distance. Terry's starting to slip away from Gore. I mean, Gore can still see him, but he's a lot further than they were before. An entire second interval.
Well,
only
Terry's
1.3 seconds from Bagpee and Terry as well. So that's interesting, but expected. They've been battling it out.
Terry right now, his front left tire is at 45%.
Ooh.
And Gore's tires are only at 43%. So there's a difference in tires right now. I think Gore, he's going to be playing the long game. But look, the action and Rogue really on top of each other right here as they come into Spoon.
Yep, looks like Gore has found that pace that he needs to keep that to lose that distance between him and the action. Things might get complicated on the straight, but Rogue's got the battery to keep up. Let's see if he can't make use of that slipstream, making sure to stay right behind that Ferrari. Coming into the final turns, he'll definitely be looking forward to activating that DRS and at least making work Chipsy. If the action doesn't get... Well, yeah, no, Chipsy's actually running away with it. So it looks like the only...
Oh, no, the action's approaching.
The action can't quite get it done either. So Rogue's just doing what he can to sort of emulate the pace, with the medium tires. Not sure if he's expecting an overtaking opportunity, but of course, if an opportunity shows up in front of him, he will take it. Of course, he'll have to be careful. If that opportunity involves going off, he'll have to avoid whatever might be in the way. But I like how cleanly he's been driving, given the difference in tires.
Let's see how close the battle for P2 is here. Now Gore has separated himself. I think he's really just trying to do tire management here because Terry's tires are very worn here. I have no idea what Bagpiece tires are.
He not have his telemetry on?
Nope.
Hopefully he'll correct that by next race, but either way, yeah, this is very tense. Yeah, nah, Gore and Terry's interval is the same as Bagby and Terry's interval, so that'll be fun to see. Of course, Gore playing whatever long game he can with the soft tires. I mean, the degradation difference isn't extremely significant, but you think it's significant enough?
It could be. The thing is that when you're getting that 50%, the tires are definitely going to start to wear out, and that's why I think we saw a soft, medium strat on our screen, but I could see a lot of guys going soft, medium, soft.
SoCal Blazer just recently made a move on OA, but the Red Bull is staying right behind that McLaren, so there could be a long battle ahead of the two. Rogue actually getting much closer to the action, though. Time will tell if a move can be made. Rogue's probably not going to try it here, though. But the action has got some pressure now. And he's been using up that battery, 38% compared to Rogue's 60%.
Now the action, he locks up a little bit as he comes through Spoon, and that's going to give an opportunity for Rogue to get a little bit closer as they come up the hill into 130R.
Rogue is just being with this pace, putting on really good pressure on the action. Only time will tell if the action can overcome it.
Now they're coming into the Casio triangle, getting that right to left turn down chicane, as some would call it. Now the DRS wide open once again, but this is an opportunity for Rogue because the action he doesn't is not getting quite on the back wing of Chipsy this time, and now they go into turn one, and oh no!
Oh no, he bullies the action, but he spins. He has to stay. He has to stay in 6th now. Oh no, he gives up positions to Uwe and SoCal Blazer actually, so he's back in 8th. That was anticlimactic.
Oh no.
That has to be devastating. Rogue has to be kicking himself for that. Hopefully he'll be able to make it up, but it will be a long battle. He's got the tires to do it, but
I think he got on the curb.
I don't think he's in range to make use of the tire stuff, but SoCal Blazer goes off now, so Rogue can at least salvage one of those positions. Now he's got to catch up to that Red Bull and get 6th back.
And right now, SoCal's tires are pretty damaged. Plus, he has a damaged wing now as well, so I don't know what happened.
I don't know. Probably SoCal Blazer just lost control or something. I mean, I don't see contact happening between the two. I don't think contact happened between Rogue and the action either. I think Rogue just ran him wide and then just ate curb. Crazy. But going back to the action, it looks like he's maintaining proximity to Chipsy. And without pressure from Rogue, he can at least be a bit more comfortable. But the question is, will he be able to even challenge for the position? Running up to top 3 now, given that some of the drivers have pitted, Rogue passing his teammate, as well as Bag P. They're going on to the mediums.
Bag P really struggling. Terry, I want to just point out right now, really struggling with those tires.
Oh no!
What has happened?
Rogue just
has
went off.
Slammed. He just got slammed into the wall by somebody.
Yeah.
But now, Ruda has pitted. He's on fresh medium tires. Gore, he's on fresh medium tires. So Terry right now, he is really struggling.
Sliding again. Oof, not a good situation for Rogue. I don't know if he's damaged his tires, but like his car just like glitched up and down and all around when he hit the wall. So I was almost expecting a retirement, but yeah, now Rogue just has to nurse his car. Oh my goodness, this is painful to watch. This is not what we wanted his race to be.
His tires are smoking hot. His rear tires are just so hot right now. Like
Lord
that's
Raptor
why
having a time at it too, and he's on hards.
Oh no. Yeah, see Rogue's tires right now, they are not cool. His rear tires were smoking hot there. And that's why he wasn't able to get the grip. Now the action, he might be able to actually maintain some positions here.
Yeah. Gore's gotten the fastest lap as well. Running in first, but with a penalty.
With a penalty, but he is currently 3.2 seconds ahead. And he's on the medium tire, so he gets the overcut. He gets the overcut done.
Yep. Question is, can he fend off Terry and make sure?
Oh no, Big P's off too.
About that penalty. Oh goodness. One of the front runners.
And now Ruda moves up into third. Now Ruda up into the podium position, and Chipsy, he'll move up into fifth. JD up into fourth, but his tires are also very worn on those softs.
Bag P going off. Rogue going off in a fashion that he's never gone off with before. This, are we in Japan or are we in the Twilight Zone? This is completely unexpected.
Well, now Gore is now leading this race all of a sudden.
Good for him. I mean, he can do it, but like, surely he's thinking this is not the circumstances that he expected to be leading this race in.
I think his strategy definitely worked for him. We'll have to ask him if after this race exactly what happened. Like, was this a strategy call? Were you expecting to do this, or were you shocked all of a sudden you're in the lead of this race and Bagby is now in 12?
Yeah.
Ruda right now, he is only 1.8 seconds behind Terry.
Of course, Terry will want to make sure he drives a clean race because the moment that he gets a penalty, there's 3 seconds more work to be done.
He locks up in turns 1 and 2, so that's going to give Ruda a little bit of an advantage to get a little bit of a run on here. But now that gap has turned into 2 seconds almost. Yep. As they come through the S-curve. So Terry driving very aggressively here. He knows Gore has that penalty, so he's going to try and get that 3-second mark. But Gore is trying to conserve some energy here because he knows he's going to have to save some because Terry has 57%.
Yeah. And Rogue driving with just an absolute crazy force as well. I'm not sure if he knows or not, but AlphaTauri's weekend rests on his shoulders at this point because, I mean, Rogue could make a miraculous comeback, but given the shortened period of this race, he's going to need a miracle and a half. 2 miracles and a half, actually. Whew. Gore's battery floating around the 40% range. Definitely trying to get some speed because he needs to make sure that Terry does not get within that range. But of course, Terry is coming like a steam train. Like a bullet train, actually. Oh, and someone else has gone off. Is that Bagpee again? Oh, and
Yep,
he's
is
wobbling around.
He is. Bagpee is now almost down to Rogue. So Rogue will be pleased about that, to see at least one of the Williams down out of the top 10. But Terry, he's closing in very quickly to Gore. Now only 2.5 seconds here between those two cars.
Oh, and Terry gets a penalty. Oh, boy.
Well, that just resets everything I just said.
Gore must be pleased. Now he just has to keep Terry behind him, unless he gets another penalty, of course, which he's probably not planning to do.
Well, now he knows he can save energy.
Mm-hmm. And the race is approaching the halfway point, so yeah, Gore must be pretty happy. But nah, Bagpee and Rogue probably looking like Paul Rudd and Sean Evans sharing some wings right now. Just going, look at us, who would have thought? Sliding around 12th and 14th. Not what they were expecting at all.
The action closing down on to Chipsy here.
Ooh. Trying to bring the Scuderia back to form. Stewie 3K as well. A second and some change off of JD. And given that JD's got a penalty, Stewie can definitely get that 1 point if he maintains pace. The problem is, Stewie's got 12-lap-old mediums, while JD is on newborns. So an effort will need to be made. Gore able to conserve his battery a little bit more now, as he is about on par with Terry. Just a couple percents less, I suppose. But, I mean, as long as you have battery, it doesn't really matter how much you have, as long as you're not using it excessively. Ruda just charging his battery to the absolute maximum, because he knows second place is within reach if he can break past the 3-second barrier. You anticipate any other position changes this race?
Well, the lead, third place, anything can change here now. I mean, we're seeing guys spin on these medium tires, so it'll be interesting to see what happens later in the race and see if anybody keeps up with these medium tires.
Bagpee has taken Stewie, so he's up to 11th now, and he's probably looking at JD at this point to at least get 1 point. Yeah, Bagpee's off wasn't as bad as Rogue's, and he didn't need to get a new wing, so he's still able to fight for some positions. Rogue, on the other hand, has an entire 12 seconds before the next car, which is Lord Raptor, who is himself 23 seconds away from Stewie 3K. So he's going to need to, actually haul his car around. Ruda, meanwhile, falling behind Terry, not really able to make that ERS conservation work, unfortunately for him. Terry getting even closer to Gore, but the question is, will he be able to make the overtake once he is within proximity? There are 12 laps to go, so Terry's got to be on it if he wants to get the win.
Pizza Parker right now closing down onto Cosmic. They're battling up into the hairpin, staying pretty close together. They're just, right now, Pizza Parker closely following.
Yep. The action's pretty close to Chipsy as well. Not super close, but I'll have to keep an eye on the map to see if there are any developments, a potential battle even, between the Ferrari and the Mercedes. Transport us back to 2015.
Pizza Parker going through 130R, really keeping close behind Cosmic here, so they're on hard tires, so they're going to have to pit here shortly. Looking at Pizza Parker tire wear, he's at 45%. But that DRS coming wide open. Pete Parker goes down the outside as he come into turn 1, and he gets the move done very cleanly using that DRS.
Yep. And now he's probably going to want to extend that gap as he has been going pretty quickly. Bagpee now getting fast slap with a 129.480. So he reckons he still has some moves that he can do this race, even though he's an entire 10 seconds and some change behind SoCal Blazer, who is in 9th. So you never know what can happen, but he's probably thinking, I got to make sure I at least get this point.
The action approaching Chipsy once again as they come through. Where are they at? They're just coming through the Spoon. Coming through Spoon now, coming up the hill into 130R. And in the action, he is gaining so much time. He's getting the slipstream as they come through 130R into the Casio Triangle. And this might be an opportunity here.
Ooh.
For the action. Now getting a little bit of time loss as they come through the Casio Triangle. And the action, getting that DRS wide open. He's going to find that slipstream a little bit better now because he is on the back of Chipsy. But it's not going to be enough this time to get Mayim.
Mm-hmm. Well, anything could still happen. We'll just need to see how this further develops.
You could see here that Terry is approaching Gore. He's 1.9 seconds behind him. See what Gore's energy is at now. He is... Oh, he's been pushing.
Yep.
He's been pushing hard.
Previously, Terry was bobbing in and out of the 2-second range, but it may look like Terry could very well be going for the kill within the next few laps. Ruda, meanwhile, I guess just content sticking with third because Terry's just moved galaxies ahead of him at this point. The action still chasing Chipsy. Pizza Parker well clear of Cosmic at this point, who has just been overtaken by SoCal Blazer. Terry now getting the fastest lap with a 129.726, I believe. I didn't get to read all of it in time, but yeah, no, this is the headline. Gore is looking in his rearview mirror, saying, "Oh boy, here it comes." So.
Okay. The action now only 3/10 off of Chipsy's behind.
Ooh.
Starting to really spice up for the battle for P4.
We're getting a battle for fourth. We're getting a battle for first. Chipsy and Gore better watch out. The storm is about to start.
Terry currently 1 second behind Gore now, so that Williams looking very big in the rear view mirrors of that Alfa Romeo. But the action as well, we got to keep our eyes on this fight here because, well, if the action gets by here, he'll be in P4 and he might have an opportunity to go after Ruda.
Mm-hmm. Terry's begun to get within DRS range as well and gets a fastest lap of 129.158. Who uses that DRS, gets closer to Gore, but definitely not in an opportunity to clear him. Has to sort of compromise that first turn, but is still very much sticking close to Gore. So Terry is just waiting for the right moment to strike. The action also within DRS range of Chipsy, finding himself in the same situation. Of course, the penalty means that the action is able to get fourth, even if he's just able to come close. But the action will definitely want to clear that car because even if there's just 8 laps left, you never know what can happen. The action is definitely going to want to try to push for further positions or at least make himself safe in fourth without having to deal with the traffic that comes with sticking behind Chipsy. And yeah, Terry's become very close. Gore must begin to be concerned, because this next DRS straight could very well be it. The DRS straight during which Stewie just overtook Lord Raptor for 12th. All right, here we go. Is it going to happen now? Oh, and a yellow flag. A Red Bull has gone off. Or wait. Yeah, no, almost. He must have slid, but Uwe is thankfully okay.
Well, this is where the race gets tough, because as you can see here, the action, he's having so much struggle trying to get past Chipsy here.
Oh, and Rogue has gone off again, ruining his wing and getting a penalty, adding insult to injury. He's just staying there. Yeah, gonna want to wait for the Ferrari and the Mercedes of Chipsy in the action to go through before he
does.
Yeah, no, he's like, I at least have to finish the race. An absolute trooper.
Terry still trying to get past Gore here. Let's keep an eye on the action. He's right on the back bumper of Chipsy, so two very close battles. It's going to be interesting to keep track of what's happening here. We'll switch between these two as quickly as we can, just so we can catch all the action here on Apollo Racing Club. Now, Terry, he's getting right on the back bumper of that Alfa Romeo.
There's a love tap.
Little love tap happening through that fast part of the racetrack, and now Gore, he's going to try and... Gore's getting on the inside, using that overtake button. He's probably going to deplete it here because he doesn't have that DRS like Terry does. But they come into turn one, and Gore right now, he takes that inside line. Terry, he's staying close. Now let's head over to the action. And Chipsy, very quickly.
Yeah, Terry's been riding that battery. My goodness.
DRS coming on now.
Gore not that much better, but yeah, no, the battery between Chipsy and the action definitely more. But as is the distance, the action really isn't able to get a move at this point. But he is getting closer.
Terry right
getting
now.
Another fast lap.
He's on the medium tire. Terry is on 9-lap-old medium tires. Gore right now using the 11-lap-old medium tire. Terry really trying to get back on the back bumper of Gore here for the lead. We're going to ride on board with Terry as they come through 130R. But Gore, he finds a little more speed through there. And Gore now coming up through the final turn. Terry's gonna get that DRS once again, and this time he might be able to make something happen. He's only 0.3 of a second off now. Gore moves out to the outside line as they come into turn one, and Gore right now keeps the lead. And we have 5 laps to go here, so a 5-lap shootout between those two. Now Chipsy and the action. Coming down the final straight, getting that DRS wide open for the action. Chipsy moves from the inside line to the outside line as they come down into turn number one. Not even breaking at the 50 mark. Basically riding that car through turn one, putting their foot into it. Now Gore, he is defending for his life here in a race victory with 5 laps to go here at Suzuka.
I can't tell if Terry is more determined or more annoyed by the amount of times he's been able to get close in the DRS zone but not quite get it. Maybe a mix of both. Either way, Terry is inching ever so closely, but if Gore is able to maintain the defense, he might be able to sneak by with the win. Of course, it also comes down to whether or not they're able to avoid further penalties.
Now Gore and Terry go wheel to wheel almost as they come into the Casio triangle. Terry tried to make an inside move, but he wasn't quite there, and Gore shut the door, making contact. But Terry, he's going to continue to have that DRS, so he'll continue to have a couple more tries here with 4 laps to go.
This is crazy. This is a battle right here. Oh, the action getting closer to Chipsy as well, though. Approaching the DRS zone. The action uses both his wing and his battery to try to make a move. Flipstream as well. Is he going to clear him? He is.
He does.
Can he finish the job? He does. And the action is in 4th. Officially, even without the penalties. Like he predicted, a top 5 result for one of the Ferraris.
He will be very happy about that move. Except it cost him quite a bit of time to root it. But now we're going to be watching the battle for the lead between Terry and Gore. Now they're going to be approaching through Spoon. This is where things get very, very crazy because we saw Terry. He got very close coming up through 130R and almost made the pass before they went into the Casio Triangle. That chicane, that last chicane there. And now here he comes at once again. Terry, he's trying so hard to make something happen here on a one-stop strategy on these medium tires, but these medium tires are abusive.
Rogue's just gotten a fast slap as well, breaking the 128 barrier, so I guess that's why he wanted to stay in the race.
Well,
he knows that the fast slap is still attainable. Oh, but
Terry right now, he's going to make a move on the outside into turn 1. Gore is going to defend the inside, and Gore does a beautiful job. But Terry's going to hang with him on the outside there. But now they're going to come through turns 3 and 4 into the S-curves. Gore defending with everything he has here tonight.
Yep, Terry's got 3 more attempts at that DRS overtake. Surely he's going to want to get at it. But Gore is definitely going to make it as hard as possible. But as well, Gore has to be stressed out of his mind. Oh, but Terry picks up another penalty. This gives Gore some added comfort. I forget, has Gore picked up another penalty as well, or just the one? I'm going to check the race director.
He's only picked up one.
Race, we know what happens. Okay, Gore has only had 1 penalty, but Terry has 2. So all that Gore needs to do is keep that energy, maintain that pace, and the win is as good as his. Terry's got to be kicking himself for that.
Well, this might be an opportunity now for Gore to get a DRS if he stays behind the Ferrari of Stewie 3K here as they come through 130R.
Oh, that could help him quite a bit.
That would help him immensely if he can just get it done here. I think he actually might get it done because Stewie 3K, he gets a little bit slidey as he comes through the last turn. Does he get it done? No!
No DRS.
No DRS and no Terry.
Make that move.
He does. He's going to go around the outside and he gets it done. Contact.
Gore just Kevin Magnussen's him. I'm not sure how clean that was, but it was certainly fun to watch.
Well, these two are going side by side through the S-curves. What is this madness? Now, Terry, he's going to take the lead before they go up the hill. But you got to remember, Terry has three more second time penalties than Gore does. Gore only has 3 seconds. Terry with 6. So this is definitely going to make a difference. If Gore can stick with him, Gore will win this race. Yep. It sucks that it's not on merit. But, man, he defended with everything there. Sadly, that Ferrari kind of screwed him. By doing exactly what he did there.
But Gore can always use DRS to make sure the gap's close. Ooh, Terry goes a bit wide, though. Yeah, nah, Gore making sure to keep it clean because if he gets a penalty himself, it's over for him. But has to make sure Terry doesn't escape him for the rest of this lap and 2 more. The DRS is going to be his friend because he has used up that battery so much. Terry even slides. You think he might try to make an overtaking maneuver?
Oh, Gore definitely is going to try and win this on merit.
Yeah, it's a bit too wide to do it now, but he's at least closing the gap. He can definitely try to make a pass later, but yeah, nah, with how quick Terry's been, it's going to be a challenge. Ooh, and with the fact that Gore has just slid, hopefully he hasn't prevented himself from getting 1 more chance at the DRS, because the DRS is going to be super helpful to ensure that victory.
Thank you very much, JA Games 84, for the raid Appreciate that.
Yep,
Cherry right
more
now
fans to the party.
bringing more fans. We are on the final lap, and you guys just missed some very good action here between Gore and Terry, and now Terry is your race leader. Let's head on over to, is there any other close battles happening?
Not that I can see. It's just Terry and Gore. Gore trying to make sure that he stays within 1 second for the DRS and within 3 seconds for the race win, provided he doesn't pick up another penalty for a creative interpretation of track limits.
Bagby, he's approaching the back end of UUA. Gore, he got a little bit of time back through 130R. They're going to get into the heavy braking zone as they come into the Casio Triangle. And no, there's contact. Doesn't do any damage. Terry got a little bit of a slow run out through there, but maybe some mind games. Yes, Gore got that DRS, but he's on 17 lap old medium tires. Those medium tires are looking, I don't know how good they are right now, but Gore does not care. He's trying to stick with Terry here because he knows if he falls any farther back and gets any other penalties here, he does not win this race. 27 out of 27.
One more lap.
One more lap. White flag lap.
3 second score.
Bagby looking to make a move on Uwe as they come down the final straight. Ruda currently in P3. The action in P4, he'll remain in P4. Chipsy in P5, he'll finish in the top 5. Now Bagby, he's getting so close as they come through turns 1 and 2. Uwe shuts the door. And now coming through the S-curves, Bagby has a good run on him, so he will have a shot here when they come down through 130R probably. Right now, Gore, he is farther back. So we can basically assume at this point, Gore is going to be our race winner on penalties.
So, but it is good to see another battle occur for 6th. More valuable points for Williams to try to use to extend their Constructors' Championship lead. Terry will cross the line first, but should the penalties situation remain the same, it will be Gore who comes out as the race winner. Rogue puts on another fastest lap to cap off his unfortunate race otherwise, but at least he's got that point, right? But anyways, will Bagby be able to take the position from Uwe? Time will tell. We will stay on the Williams as he challenges the Red Bull. Chipsy getting another 5 seconds for an unserved penalty, but that's not really going to change the race results that much. Either way, Bagby will probably take 6th from Uwe because Uwe's got that penalty. Even with that slide, the exchange will be made, and Williams secures some much-needed points after a chaotic weekend. SoCal Blazer will get 8th, and then the Renaults will try to cap off the race with the final 2 points positions. Cosmic, 10 seconds behind JD. I don't remember how much penalty JD has, but surely it is not enough for the results to change. 6 seconds? Yeah, so I doubt Cosmic is going to be able to make anything change, but Cosmic ran a decent race. Stewie 3K was able to finish despite a chaotic race of his own.
And that
was entertainment.
That was entertainment there for a bit there towards the end. Your race winner, Gore, based on penalties, but he almost won it on merit. He drove very well. Who is one of your driver of the day candidates?
I want to give it to Gore, actually, just with how valiant his defense was and just how much he kept on it despite the impending pressure from Terry. The computer gave it to JD, I believe.
Mm-hmm. He moved up 4 positions.
Indeed.
Well,
I thought it was going to be Rogue for a while, but then he just dumped it.
Well,
who do we give driver of the day to?
Well, chat, who do we give our driver of the day to? I don't even know who to give it to. It's so tough because there are some good race in there. let's give it to Ruda. He finished third today. He finished on the podium, saving the AlphaTauri's race weekend, basically. So let's give it to Ruda. He's our driver of the day. We won't interview him tonight, but we are going to interview our race winner.
All right, let's bring him in.
Gore.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on a victory. That was insane. Your strategy was quite the strategy. Sir, talk us through that race.
Well, after turn 1, I was hoping to pick up some positions, but didn't. And then I thought, what would Red Bull do? And took inspiration from today. And I knew the mediums would be, it wouldn't be comfortable, but they could probably do an extra few laps. So I decided to pit and was like, you know what, I can't pass Terry on pace because you have to be, you know, he was definitely faster, and you need to be quite a bit faster to pass. And so I figured, why not go for it? And then threw it away. And then, yeah, trying to keep Terry. I know at the start when he was about 3.4 seconds off, he didn't have a penalty. I had a feeling he'd get one if I just kept it chill. And so I didn't get another warning, I don't think, for the rest of the race. And he picked up that 3 seconds, so then I knew it was on. And I was trying to keep him back, and I couldn't. And then he was in DRS, and I think I squeezed him into turn 1 or hit him off. I missed my braking there and pushed him a bit wide. But then we fought through the S's and gave it back. But overall, I was happy with my driving, except for that turn 1. I just missed my braking a bit. But it was very chill after I pitted, and I was just putting in the laps, and then I started seeing the arrows, and it got very intense for like 9 or 10 laps.
Definitely.
Seeing you. Go ahead, Bash.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, the battle between you and Terry, did you know he had another penalty later in the race? And what was your mindset watching him try to make moves at the DRS zone and having to defend from that?
Yeah, so I should have looked. I didn't, and I didn't see he had 6 seconds. So I was racing like it wasn't there. And then when I missed my braking into turn 1 and pushed him a bit wide, I thought that's what gave him the 6 seconds. And I was like, oh, whatever, I lost this race. And then I saw him run wide, I think on the last lap, and pick up another warning. So then I was like, oh, it's back on. Yeah, if I would have seen that penalty, I probably wouldn't have fought that so hard, because I don't think he could have pulled the 3 seconds. But yeah, it was brutal. I think this is my first real second league race in 2020 here, and you just do not regain ERS. I was fighting with him, and I was just sitting there looking every lap. It's like 23%, and I didn't barely touched overtake. So I just kept saving it for the pit straight. He tried a few times through 130R, and I took my normal line through there, and I think he thought I would kind of go to the outside, and he could have the inside, so we made contact there a few times. But overall, yeah.
So the pit strategy obviously working in your favor, being able to get the undercut. So nice job on that. Very beautiful. Red Bull would approve. Yeah. So, but driving, you went wheel to wheel with him in the S curves. I mean, that was so intense. What was going through your head as you were seeing Terry go side by side?
To be honest, it was this fucking guy. But I was gonna give the position back, and it's easy to say when he got it anyways. But I was gonna wait till Dunlop. I didn't want to slow down on the S's and have him hit me, not expecting it. But yeah, no, I pushed him off, missed my braking. I think the rest of my defending was a bit robust but fair, but that one definitely crossed the line, just because it was on accident, and I was gonna let him have it back. But man, the control he had of that car, because I was on the inside going at half speed. I was, just watching for him, and he just took those outside lines and made it work. So yeah, great driving from him. Really on another level today to be able to follow a car for that long. I had the easy job today, and so yeah.
Well, congratulations, Gore. You win again here at Apollo Racing Club. Definitely a good result for you. Sadly, for you, our driver of the day today was Ruda. So basically saving the AlphaTauri's weekend. So have a good night, sir, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, you too. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, good stuff.
Well, that was an exciting ending to this race and a beginning to this race. So, but that will do it for us tonight here at Apollo Racing Club. Bash, any final thoughts?
It's indescribable. I actually just have no words for just how crazy that race was. Very good third to last race of the season. We've just got Mexico and Brazil before I think we move on to the new game, right?
Yep. Yes, that is exactly correct.
Those will be two great races for a send-off. Mexico's a track that I really like, and of course, everything about Brazil has been said with regards to just how exciting it is.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching here tonight at Apollo Racing Club F1 2020 Tier 1. For everybody here at Apollo Racing Club, we say thank you, and we hope to see you next time. We'll see you, hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night for Tier 2 action.